Hello everyone and welcome back. Yes, it has been a while, let me tell you that. There's been a lot going on in my life, just personal things and busy with other commitments, but we are back. As you know, the football season is basically wrapped up, except for A-League, that's on this weekend. But we're talking about Liverpool, hence why I'm wearing a Liverpool jumper. I just thought we'd do a season review on the club. There's people usually that have fact sheets and stats, and I don't want to bore you with that. I just want to go raw and tell you and just explain what I thought about the season, okay? Obviously, not the best season, not what we expected. Top four, obviously, what we wanted. Did we get it? No, we didn't get top four. We take Europa League football. I think that's good for us because we can go far in that competition. Not saying we can't go far in Champions League, but with the squad we have, I think we can go far in Europa League. And I'm hoping that we get to the final. All the United fans going up to me playing the Europa League theme song. Don't really care, to be honest. It's a nice song. So play it all you want because it's a great song. Improvements. As you know, we lost our four midfielders. Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Milner, Firmino. Firmino's a striker, midfielder, but naturally midfielder. So the first thing I think we need to do is get a midfielder. I think that's very key for us. This is a very unpopular opinion, and some of you might slam me for this, but I think Jordan Henderson needs to go. I think his time's up. I've just never really rated him as a footballer. I think, he's got the leadership qualities, which we need, but Van Dijk also has that, and he was vice-captain when Milner was captain and third captain, but I just think Henderson needs to go. I just don't think he brings that creativity that we need, and we need a creative midfielder. We haven't really had a nice number 10 since Coutinho and Wijnaldum, so we're just looking for that, and I think Henderson doesn't really provide that. I think what we also need is another centre-back. Yes, we have Van Dijk, Kanate, Matip, and Gomez. I just don't think Gomez is very consistent. He's also very injury-prone as well. Kanate is good too, but he's also been injured quite a lot. So I think we just need that centre-back that's going to spark next to Van Dijk. Yes, we've got Kanate and Van Dijk. Van Dijk-Kanate partnership is great. We know that. But it doesn't play that much because injuries. Matip is good too. I just don't really think he's up to par with the likes of Van Dijk and Kanate, and I just think we need to have that. What we could do, I think, as an option, which has been mentioned by people that I've spoken to Liverpool about, is playing Trent as a midfielder, which we saw in the last couple of games. Works very well. You saw that free kick that he scored. Put him as a midfielder, and maybe play Costa Simigas in right back or left back. But this is where people go to me again, but you're just being biased because he's Greek. No. Costa Simigas is a great player and deserves to play more. When he's played, he's, most occasions, delivered us good results. You'll remember he won us the FA Cup last year, so you can't take that away from him. But I think that we need to definitely consider that. I think consider putting Trent in that centre mid, maybe behind the 10 as like a 6 or an 8 would be great. And playing Simigas in that fullback position, he gets to play more. I don't really want to lose a player like him. In other news, Valio is probably going to go on loan or get sold. I think he's a great young player, so I don't know what Klopp's really thinking there. He's another good midfielder that we could definitely fit into the squad. But if we're going to talk about the season, I think our main problem we had was being very inconsistent. We would go and smash United 7-0 and then lose to Brentford. After beating Bournemouth 9-0, we go and lose to them. You know what I mean? It's just very inconsistent. And for a club that wants to be in the top four and compete for the title, which we were doing literally last year, and trying to compete against Manchester City, it's not really something that you want. It's not. I don't think it's Klopp's fault at all. Everyone's trying to bash Klopp. I don't really think it's Klopp's fault. I think it's the investment from higher up. If FSG don't want to invest in the club, then sell the club. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to spend money to sign players, then how are we going to compete? Yeah, we bought Darwin Núñez, great. Record signing, whatever. But we need more players. Jude Bellingham could have been great for us. Obviously, that's not going to happen, and I don't think we should be talking about that much because it's just dirt that's just kicked away. It's not really cared about anymore. But I just think that FSG, if they don't want to invest in the club, they don't want us to be better, just sell the club. It's as simple as that. And I know that they did list the club this season for sale, and we did get offers, and I think we got offers from an Arab group, and I just don't really want that. I don't want us to be like Man City. I know that historically we've been a very successful club, and having that into us would be nice, like Newcastle, but I just don't really want that. I want us to do it the right way. They're American billionaires, but at the end of the day, it has to be billionaires because that's the state of football. But I just don't really want that Man City type of empire being built at the club. I think that the foundation we have at the club is great, and Klopp brings something that not many other football managers can bring, and it's that he changes the dressing room and changes players. He loves players that he can make great. Look at Robertson. We bought him for £7 million from Hull City, and now look at him. He's probably worth 10 times that right now. He's bought so many young players, so many unknown players. Same with Joe Gomez from Charlton. Like, you think I knew who Joe Gomez was before Liverpool signed him? No. I mean, even Simicas bought him from Olympiacos. These type of players, I think, is great for us, and it's good for us to keep having players like that. So if Klopp can find a midfielder, I don't think we're going to ever find a midfielder that's going to directly replace Roberto Firmino. Don't think that's ever going to happen, because what Firmino had, something that not many other midfielders have, is the ability to be a false nine, be a striker, and be part of a front three. Not many midfielders do that. When you're a number 10, if you're a typical playmaking 10, that's where you stay. But Firmino just adapted like that, and he was amazing for us. I don't think we're ever going to have that. And same with James Milner. We're never going to have a James Milner ever again. We're not going to have a player that can literally play in every single position on the pitch. I mean, if you want to sign me, different story. I mean, I can play... I've been playing right back recently. If you want to chuck me in there, you sure can. I don't know how good of a job I'll do, but if you want to chuck me there, you can. And the number 9 is free, and that's my number. So, Klopp, if you're watching this, I think we'd be a good fit. Anyway, back to the story. Well, season as well. I think the end of the season was a lot better. I think, when we were coming like 9th and 8th, everyone said, we're not even going to make Europe. But for us to make Europe, I think was amazing for us. Kudos to Man City for winning the league. I'm not going to say congrats because Arsenal should have had it, but they bottled it, just like Abuel did in Cyprus. But anyway, I don't think I have anything else to say, really. I think the main turning points of this season was our inconsistency, the big one. Getting knocked out of every single cup, and not even getting far into them. We didn't get far in the FA Cup, we didn't get far in the EFL Cup, and Champions League we got out of the round of 16. But we had Real Madrid. If we had another opponent, maybe we could have got to the quarters or semis, whatever. But yeah, I think that was another thing too. We didn't have good cup runs. It was a very mid-table team type of season. But because we're Liverpool, we stuck through the guts, and we finished in that top half, which I think is good. I mean, we're always going to finish in the top half, unlike Chelsea. Lol. But that top 5, I think, is good for us. Obviously, if Newcastle didn't have that money that they got instilled to them, maybe we would have been 4th. But I don't base this on what ifs. I base this on absolute and maybes. Just like that guy says on the interview, I only do absolutes. Anyway, but went a bit of a tangent there. I think we had a decent season. I'd rate it maybe like a 7 out of 10. It would have been a lot lower if we came 6th or 7th. And, Aston Villa and Brighton were ahead of us. Then I would have rated it a bit lower. But I think overall it was a decent season. If I want to improve, as I said, we need a nice midfielder, a nice 10, and maybe a centre-back. I think those are the main things we need. Strikers, we have a plenty. Luis Diaz, Jota, Salah, Darwin Núñez, Gakpo. I've already named 5. And it's hard for all of them to even start. So I think that's good. I think we have competition up top, which is good because they're going to want to score goals and they're going to want to compete for that spot. Who I think is the best at the moment right now for that spot, I think Jota, Salah, and Gakpo, based on current form, is the 3 that we want up front. Obviously, the front 3 is gone, and Mane, Salah, Firmino is gone, except for Salah, but you know what I mean. I think that's the best 3 we can have right now. I love Luis Diaz. What a player he is. But he's just coming back from injury. I hope next season he can deliver for us. I think if Diaz was fitter, we would have been a lot closer to top 4, no doubts about it. But obviously, because he was injured, hindered us a bit. But yeah, I think that's the best way to sum up this season. Thank you all for watching. Videos are coming soon. We're going to be doing season reviews on Sydney FC as well and on the Raptors. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Let's get me to 700 subs. We're like 23 there or something like that. So let's get me to that. Yeah, without further ado, don't forget to
subscribe to Mavro Productions.